Given the shortage of new home supply in outer Dublin, developers are under pressure not only to deliver housing stock, but in areas that people want to live, with suitable amenities, education and transport links to the city. Castlethorne is one of Ireland's longest established new home developers, and with Ventura Design, Ireland's leading interiors company, they are working together to provide homes and interiors to help make these expectations a reality.
I suppose a lot of Castlethorne's ethos is, building homes, building communities, and we try to link in with an existing community and enhance that community. So currently we have Brighton Wood and we have Dunriaga, which is coming to the market. Dunriaga is a 142 unit development. Brighton Wood then is a 100 unit development. It is based in the salubrious surroundings of Foxrock. I think currently on our books we probably have in the region of 8 new developments that are live. Currently I look after 4 of those, so they're at various stages of construction and both on-site and just about to mobilise on-site. So it's busy and it's demanding, and I suppose it's what makes us all get up and buzz in the morning as well. We appointed Ventura on some of our schemes to undertake the show court areas, to certain show houses within. They understand their market, they understand what people want and the look that they want to achieve, while yet I suppose it's luxurious, it's opulent, but it's also functional, and it works for people and their day-to-day and their busy lifestyle. And the on-site part of it is equally as important as the finished product as to how it's revealed to the public, but the ability to be able to come and work, I suppose, under pressure and under timelines on-site is very important to us, and Arlene and her team are really and truly they're leaders within that.
We have a different kind of brief for Dunriaga. Is very much starter family home, young families, perhaps maybe some downsizers will be out there. It's a lovely area out in Dunshaughlin, so we have created kind of a light young feel. One of our homes will have sort of a Scandi feel, so it's quite minimalist and light and bright and fresh and just a bit cooler in design. And then we've gone for a more classic feel in the larger house, which might, appeal to a person who's simply moving house or is a downsizer or has an older family. Brighton Wood is a development where we've previously done 2 show houses. We're using lovely tonal feel in the living room and in the kitchen area, and downstairs we'll have a lovely open plan feeling. We're using our bespoke chevron fronted sideboard, which we make ourselves. We'll have copper details and brass detail handles, so it'll feel a little bit more sophisticated.
Dunriaga is based on each side of the road, on the Drumry Road in Dunshaughlin. The original kind of name on the site or the area within Dunshaughlin was Reedsland. And I suppose we just looked to see if there was anything further we could add to that, another dimension that we could add to that in terms of the naming of the development. We didn't have to look too far, and on the northern section of the site we actually have an archaeological dig going on at the moment. What's actually present on the northern section is a ring fort. So I suppose we tried to play on how could we incorporate that into the name. Doon being the Irish for ring fort. We felt then as well that there's 2 Gaeltacht areas outside of the main Gaeltacht. One is in Waterford and one is in Meath. So we thought it would be a nice nod maybe to try and have the name Osgaelga as well. And then Riaga is royal, so I suppose the royal part of it is a nod to County Meath. So that's how the name was devised.
Being a multi-phase archaeological find, I think it's late Bronze Age, early medieval, ancient settlement and burial ground. There's a need for housing, so we had to go in and negotiate with the National Monument section as to how we could still develop that part of the site but fully respect and respond to the archaeological feature.
The lower end, the flint artefacts that we found are definitely late Neolithic, so that would be in and around 4,500 years ago. And we also have a phase of Bronze Age activity, so maybe 3,500 years ago. So that was a Bronze Age Fullocht Fia, a water heating site, where they would have dug a pit into the ground, filled it with water, and then used hot stones to heat that water. And that they would then use the water for various functions. Some people have always thought it was for cooking, but now there's other interpretations such as beer making, textile manufacture, leather working, and they probably had a number of functions. And once we finished down there, we moved up into this field, and here we had known archaeology. So this was discovered in 2009 in geophysical testing. They found a large bivalent ring fort, which has now been preserved as a green area within the development, which is great. Because of the double ditch, that's an indication that it's of a higher status than your average ring fort. And the finds we've been getting have been bone combs, iron knives. We've also had some worked stone objects such as gaming pieces. So they were doing a number of different things here. It's unusual to get the gaming pieces because it kind of shows that people had leisure time.
So I've just reviewed the mood board for our new 4-bedroom show house in Brighton Wood. Most of it is absolutely fantastic and is hitting the key points and what we perceive to be the sweet points of our target market, which is, I suppose, a young family. Again, you have that nice sense of kind of warmth within it, but yet she's managed to keep it quite light. But again, there's some lovely textures used. They're set off the wonderful sofa that they have created for this living space also.
Arriving at this site, we had to look at it very differently. We had to understand the physical and natural characteristics of this site, but also understand the wider context, and particularly that sort of Arcadian character of Fox Rock. So what we sought to do is provide the larger detached houses towards the front of the site, so it creates this transition between the character that exists along Brighton Road and Old Fox Rock, and as you move into the site, it becomes somewhat more dense.
We're now currently on 8 different developments as we speak at the moment, and we're also planning a 9th, which will be commencing within the next number of weeks. And we hope to start a further 2 to 3 developments next year as well in 2019. After I suppose when the crash hit, we lost an awful lot of our professionals and our tradespeople to emigration. That is probably one of the biggest challenges that's going to be there is the workforce. We're obviously expanding and growing as are other companies, and to be a focus on attraction people back to Ireland to work is a huge important part of it.
You can see behind us the guys doing the external works, the landscaping, finishing front boundary wall. I think at this point it becomes more about deadlines than issues. It's all hands on deck.
Trust is a big thing. Lads are willing to work, willing to go the extra mile, like, you know. Like, I tell them what to do, but you get some lads where they see something, they'll do it. And you're happy with that, other lads wouldn't. So it's all about trust, really. Finding the right lads. It's very hard to get good tradesmen now, like, you know. But if you don't look, you have to keep on going around and checking everything constantly. Very, very, very straightforward. Once you get the house right. If you don't get it right, you're in trouble. First impressions always last, especially when you're buying a house, like, you know. Well, groundworks is obviously putting in all the pipes, soil pipes, ESB, gas, getting everything ready, water to the houses. Then out the front there, that'll all be cobbled. We're hoping to get it done by the 20th, but the same thing, it was just a delay in the groundworks.
Well, today we're doing our installation here in Brighton Wood in Fox Rock. Thank God we have such a beautiful sunny day, which makes it a lot easier for us. We've had a few hiccups on site, but that's always normal. We normally provide our install team with the map, and in that map details all of the rooms in great detail, where we'll show that where the chair needs to be positioned, where the sofa needs to go, where the ottoman needs to go. Most of the decisions that you will see here all happen back in our HQ with our design team. And one person would have been looking after the fabrics and the paint colours, another person would have been looking after the selection of all the pieces of furniture, another person would have looked after all the furniture layouts. So there's quite a lot of people working behind the scenes in every show house that we do. So Helena, this is the living room. It's shaping up nicely.
And it's achieved the brief. It was to keep the whole thing light and airy, and the flow through of the ground floor, which looks absolutely sensational.
So this is our London sofa, which is really nice in an open plan space because it has the low arm. It doesn't feel like it's blocking up the space. It creates a lovely feeling of openness. The fabrics here are more the cottons, the linens, slightly more durable, and then it's just a little more plush inside the
A little more
bedroom.
plush in the main living area, exactly.
Yeah. I love the pipe detail in the chair as well, which just
Again,
picks
it's very
off-
subtle, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
just a nice little detail that comes through.
Yeah, just adds in what's on the ottoman into the piping. It's all about those little details. I love this mirror because it's kind of got the aged antique kind of
Corners.
glass inside, which
Yeah.
again is very soft and warm. So it's kind of another layer of that lovely kind of aged antique brass tone that we're carrying through the entire house. This just is like
Gorgeous.
very, very plush as well. It has a lovely luxurious feel.
Beautiful.
So there's nice contrasting going on, you know, with the darker headboard, just bringing it in by way of texture, carrying through all those neutral tones. So yeah, James is still working in here. It's just doing a little bit of hanging. This is a really lovely one, and I love the little silver detail as well.
Detailing on it, exactly.
Yeah,
It's
but-
perfect. Like
yeah.
the tones of pink are so subtle.
They're not strong
No,
colours.
it's very subtle.
They'll
and
grow
can kind
into
of-
this.
Exactly, they will grow
Yeah.
into it.
I love this chevron quilted fabric on the
Fantastic,
cushions.
isn't
Okay, we've moved this bed around for you, Helena.
Brilliant.
Yeah, otherwise
Good
it's a
circulation
really
space,
good
isn't it?
spacious.
Yeah.
In fact, you could have probably fitted in a little desk or something here if you wanted to.
Do you know what? At least people will see
Yeah,
that. You know,
yeah,
it's
they
not.
can-
I mean, if we feel we need to add it, we have time to do it if needs
they
be.
can, they can visualise it.
Yeah, exactly. But I think the floor space alone will allow them to kind of visualise that it can go there, and there's plenty of room to go there.
Definitely.
Again, I like the contrast in colour in the blinds.
Yep.
Very nice.
Yeah, and it's gorgeous with the blue. And again, we've just carried that in with the sketa cushions and the
Fab.
pipe detail. Yeah. So.
All coming together, Arlene.
All coming together.
Yeah.
Like the new color that people are introducing into palettes. Easy to live with.
It is.
Yeah, it's easy on the eye.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Again, you can kind of accent it with different colours, or a lot of different colours as well, really, can't you? Just to
The up today. Today is all about styling and fitting in all our throws and our decorations. So give us another few days and we'll have it perfect for you.
a house we build at a first-time buyer level, right through to a house we build at the higher end of the market, will have the same care and attention and detail gone into it. So I suppose the way we would view it is that somebody's €300,000 house is their €1 million house. They may never buy a property again. We also want them to feel that they have had a good experience and a really strong customer service experience from start to finish within the buying process, and to know as well that we're there post-sale should any issues arise, and that they feel that they can pick up the phone or drop us an email and come and communicate to us if there is any particular issues.
While delays in planning permission, competition for sites and the rising cost of construction remain, the challenge for developers continues. How do they build houses where people want to live at a price they can afford with a meaningful standard of living? It's not an easy one.